Good morning, St. John's. For today's Black History Moment, we are going to be talking about 4 Black college students and what they did just by simply eating lunch and working to desegregate North Carolina. So I had the opportunity to visit the International Civil Rights Museum that's housed in Greensboro, North Carolina, about 10 years ago as part of a leadership fellowship. And as part of that, they housed the original F.W. Woolworth lunch counter where the sit-ins occurred. Really powerful exhibit. Would highly encourage anybody who has interest in going to attend. As we know, many public spaces, especially in the South, were segregated at the time. And this lunch counter was no different, as this F.W. Woolworths was, in fact, a whites-only counter. At the time, these 4 college students from North Carolina A&T University simply wanted to go have lunch. And so on February 1st, 1960, our 4 individuals, and I want to make sure I get their names right, David Richmond, Frank McCain, Ezeal Blair, and Joseph McNeil, sat down at the counter and were denied service. Instead of picking up and leaving, they decided to stay. And so they stayed until close and didn't do anything, just sat there in a peaceful protest. And so they did that day and the day after and the day after that. And then they were able to bring their friends and people from both the university and a nearby college to attend. And so for months on end, they were at this lunch counter doing peaceful protests. They did this despite what we've seen in the pictures of what was happening with the harassment, the hecklers, and the threats of bodily violence. Not only was this happening in Greensboro, North Carolina, but this was also happening across other southern states and cities where there was also this segregation occurring. In 1960, in July of 1960, they were successfully able to, because of their persistence and their dedication to this, to desegregate that Woolworths lunch counter. It's just an amazing story of an event occurred, of what it shows to have that persistence and strength to challenge injustice. And what I particularly like about it was that it was these 4 young men, but then it was also other individuals, Black, white, young, and old, that were all doing their part. And the work that this did ultimately led to the Civil Rights Act of 1964. So looking at larger policy systems and what we're doing here as a nation to make sure that everybody has a seat at the table. So particularly with this one, I just like it because it shows what such like a simple act, a simple brave act, can lead to the sustained change. So as just taking a seat and standing up for something that you know is wrong. So if this is something that interests you, I would encourage you to check out the Civil Rights Museum. It's sitinmovement.org. They have some digital free and paid collections that you can actually do tours just from the comfort of your own home. So thank you again for the opportunity to talk about the Woolworth counter sit-ins and these 4 individuals and the movement they sparked, and hope you have a great Black History Month. Thank you.